Good morning, everyone. I'm going to read a couple of words from John Paul II, because in one of his Apostolic Exhortations, he speaks directly about this gospel this morning. The harvest is plentiful. Whole countries and nations where religion and the Christian life were formerly flourishing and capable of fostering a viable and working community of faith are now put to a hard test, and in some cases are even undergoing a radical transformation as a result of a constant spreading of an indifference to religion, of secularism and atheism. This particularly concerns countries and nations of the so-called first world, in which economic well-being and consumerism, even if coexistent with the tragic situation of poverty and misery, inspires and sustains a life lived as if God did not exist. This indifference to religion and the practice of religion devoid of true meaning in the face of life's very serious problems are not less worrying and upsetting when compared with declared atheism. Sometimes the Christian faith as well, while maintaining some of the externals of its tradition and rituals, tends to be separated from those moments of human existence which have the most significance, such as birth, suffering, and death. In such cases, the questions and formidable enigmas posed by these situations, if remaining without responses, expose contemporary people to an inconsolable delusion or to the temptation of eliminating the truly humanizing dimension of life implicit in these problems. My brothers and sisters, early Christianity grew up in a world which seems very much like our own. If you remember early Roman times and all that stuff. It boasted of abundant material wealth, but suffered from great spiritual poverty. The early church had the necessary vigor to protect itself from the influences of the world around it, of very pagan influences. It was also vibrant enough to transform a worldly civilization from within. The world today is no more difficult to evangelize. At first sight, it may appear to be closed off to Christ, and in some respects, perhaps it is. Yet, if we are firmly united to the Lord as the first Christians were, we can be sure that the transformation will take place once again. This is one of the promises of Jesus Christ, that the gates of hell will not prevail against his church, and that we will continue to be the salt of the earth. We will continue to be the light placed on a lampstand. Again, my brothers and sisters, the world is in need of many things, but there is no doubt that it is in great need of apostles, of you and I, apostles who are holy, cheerful, loyal to the church, and eager to make Christ known in every area of influence. And prayer is the most effective means of doing this. Prayer is the most effective means of bringing the world to Christ. Pray then, brothers and sisters, for the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his fields. For the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few.